How's it going? I wanted to walk you guys through how I made this visualizer. I'll show it to you real quick. Now, this is by no means a full-blown tutorial on how to use ZGameEditor. It's a super complex plugin, and the possibilities are endless. I'd consider this more of just inspiration on how you can do something similar. So I'll show you the project. It's pretty simple, just something I whipped together to show you this. Got an 808, kick, snare, and a melody. Now everything is routed to the mixer and has a Fruity Peak controller. The way Fruity Peak controller works, if you don't know, is every time something comes in, it can allow you to automate stuff based on that. So this one's on the 808, or not the 808, sorry, the melody. You can use this for all sorts of production stuff. It is a beast when it comes to making visuals in this though. So start from the beginning so you can see what everything kind of does. We've got the diamond bit, and that's what this is. And this has the size being modulated by the snare. And that's pretty much the only modulation that's going on this. I've messed with some of the settings, like the hue slur, turned the spinellation off, messed with the spacing on it. But this goes into the Julian tunnel, and the Julian tunnel looks like this. I've also modified this a little bit. I turned the rotation on. You can modulate the rotation. It can look really choppy and kind of bad though. For what I'm doing, you can mess with the thickness of the lines. I really like ortho mode for this type of visualizer. You can also mess with the sizes, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like after we turn on this next effect, which is the Julian kaleidoscope. This is where the magic happens with this style of visualizer. The Julian kaleidoscope makes it look like this, and you can mess with the angle. I like to modulate the angle. In fact, the kick drum in this is modulating the angle. The size. And stuff like this, I usually put on an automation track and do it by hand, because it can look really bad and choppy if you do it based on a Fruity Peak controller. And then the rotation. Like I said, we're modulating the angle with the kick drum. You can mess with the zoom. Just be aware that some of this stuff, like, you might make whoever's watching it motion sick. So be mindful. If I turn off the ortho mode, you can see what that looks like, which also really cool. Just depends on what you're going after. This is what happens when you change the Julian tunnel line thickness. Let me reset this and reset this. The line thickness. It takes a second for you to really see the changes. If I mess with the minimum size, or the amount of elements, you mess with the speed, you can get, oh, it's glitching out. If you mess with the speed, you can get some really interesting effects. then the final thing I have on here is this dub switcher starburst, which is kind of like a bloom effect. You can get something similar using Ulean bloom too, but all it does is make the lights and lines look pretty crazy. You can change the scale of it, the focus point, wash it out, like so much stuff you can do. And yeah, I hope this inspires you to start working on your own visualizers and just play around with everything. That is the best way to learn it. Just modulate whatever, mess with whatever, try each and every effect, try putting them together. Yeah. Here in the future, I'm going to be showing you how you can take advantage of the buffer blender effect. It is pretty confusing, but probably one of the most powerful things you can use in this. It even confuses me. Oh, that's why I'm doing it wrong. Doing that wrong too. Whoops. I'm literally just playing around, so. See, I turned that diamond bit into a mask, or the Ulean tunnel for a mask to the diamond bit. So, yeah, play around with everything. That's how I learned how to do this, and keep an eye out for future videos.